Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be playing some standard Brawl. It is not Wednesday. You are absolutely correct when you think, why is this person playing Brawl on a non-Wednesday? Well, that is all thanks to arenabrawl.net, the only way to play Magic the Gathering Brawl on a non-Wednesday. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Challenging some strangers on the internet, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of a flavor deck. We're going to go back and play some more Grunk Wildman, but I do want to stress that the previous time I played this Grunk deck, it was the better variation of the deck. This one's going to be more of a flavor thing. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. So with the Theros set out, I kind of wanted to do a nice enchantment theme, because, you know, Grunk, quite an enchanting dude, if I do say so myself. He has absolutely no interaction with enchantments, which is why it's more of a flavor thing than anything else, but, you know, just look at that pretty face. Isn't it enchanting? So, yeah, we're going to be playing a lot of enchantment stuff. Not too much of a payoff strategic-wise, but, you know, there's a few things here, like Citizen Champion for card advantage off of enchantments entering the battlefield. We also have, like, card filtering with Nessian Wander to allow us to get some additional land drops whenever enchantments enter the battlefield. We have Willow Haven and New Horizons and Gift of Paradise as our enchantment ramp spells. We've swapped them out for like Beanstalk Giants and things like that, just so that we have that enchantment payoff. And then we've got all of the demigods and gods as well from the colours that are relevant anyway. We didn't really want, what's his name? The Murder King, what's his name? The two black one. He doesn't really do anything. Is what, Timuret? I want to say Timuret. Yeah, it is Timuret, the chosen from death. Doesn't really do much for us, so not going to include that one. However, we have the gods Erebos and Nylea, and then we have lots of enchantment creatures like a Rasta, Pelucranos Unchained as well, really good as a mid-rangey kind of Golgari card. So this one's very much a Golgari mid-range deck for the most part, so you're going to see lots of cards that just do a big thing. They might just do a big thing and die, but, you know, I'm going to do a big thing and look cool doing it. That's the idea. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into this deck too much. I'm sure most of these cards I will explain along the way. And this is definitely built from my last Grunk deck, so if you want to go check that out, I'll leave a card somewhere around on this screen for you to check it out. It's definitely the better variation if you want a more competitive Grunk deck, but obviously it will need updating with the Theros cards with less of an enchantment focus. Some of these cards are really good, like Nightmare Shepherd, things like that. But, you know, it is what it is. We're going to be having some fun today. That's the key factor here. We might lose, but we're going to have fun losing. So, without further ado, make sure to like and subscribe and all that jazz, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to personal deck critiques from myself every month, then check out the Patreon link down in the description below. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, let's get into this, shall we? We've got turn 2 Signet, turn 3 New Horizons, so that's pretty damn good. We're going to keep this hand, especially with Casualties of War, as kind of like our payoff card for all this ramp. I'm really liking the look of this. Our opponent is playing Nicol Bolas Dragon God, a 5-mana, very hard to cast Planeswalker, though I imagine our opponent won't struggle too much. For loyalty, you get to have all abilities of all Planeswalkers on the battlefield, so our commander is going to be their commander effectively. They also get to destroy a creature or Planeswalker for the -3, so timing is going to be everything here. And then the -8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or Planeswalker loses the game. That one's probably not going to be too bad for us, though, to be fair, especially since we got the Questing Beast. Our opponent with the colourless lands, with the all-coloured Planeswalker. You know, it's just... it's a thing, alright. So I'm going to put the New Horizons on so that we can get Grunk down next turn. Since this gives us 5, and then our land drop next turn gives us a 6 for Grunk. Our opponent has very bad mana here. I'm expecting like double black kind of things to really be what they need here to remove Grunk. And by that point, we should have lots and lots of wolves. So let's go with it. They're not cracking their Evolving Wilds, if you're curious, because they want to increase the odds of drawing a land. And they didn't do that, so yeah, I think once they realised that we had the nuts, and we did, we absolutely did have the nuts. We had our Grunk coming down, generating 2/2s to swing through our opponent whenever they played their bolus. We have the Questing Beast start smashing it, and yeah. We even have Renata into Questing Beast, don't we, as well, because that's pretty cool. Which puts a counter on Questing Beast and allows him to swing for 5, which is what Bolus actually ticks up into, so pretty good. And we also have Casualties of War to kill it and their lands, so yeah, this game was never going to be a loss. Alrighty then, we're in, and see my burns. We're up against a subscriber, actually. Pretty cool, pretty cool. They are playing Calyx Destiny's Hand, 4 mana for an Enchantress Planeswalker, essentially. 4 loyalty, you get to tick up and look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal an enchantment from among them and put that card into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. The -3 turns any enchantment into a Banishing Light, and then the -7 returns all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. Pretty cool. Needs to be answered very soon. I like this hand, actually. It's a little bit mana flooded, especially with the Nessian Wanderer and the Binding of the Titans. But we can probably make this work. I like Moldavine Reclamation here. It's going to be cool. If we can get there nice and early. Let's just drop down Garenbrig, because it's tap land and reasons. Get it out of the way. Ooh. We got our plains. It's very pretty plains. Don't get me wrong. But, I don't know. I'm not too interested in buying cosmetics most of the time. Only exception to that would be, I did buy the Secret Lair Goblin, because obviously it's Squeeze my boy, and we need to represent the Goblin army. So let's go Nessian Wanderer. That allows us to look at the top 2 cards whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield, and then pull a land, so hopefully we can do that. They've got Calyx coming down to start generating some card advantage. Oh, I really hope I can keep up. So, top 4 cards. Do they have an enchantment there? They do. It's the Guardian Project. It's a pretty damn good enchantment. So I guess I want to start pressuring. So I'm going to go with Timuret Calls the Dead. Trigger Nessian Wander, and then potentially also get me a zombie as well along the way. So we got Cryptic Caves. And there goes an enchantment, so we can get a zombie. We did lose Liliana, but we can get that back later. We have ways of recurring permanents, so it's not too bad.
Help me.
Would be nice if we had 2 targets in there already, but, you know, this does trigger the self-mill part again anyway, so it's not too bad. Ticking up. We got a Prison Realm. Gonna go for the Guardian Project, though. They might as well, to be fair. It does stop us from... Oh, look, Feinbrock is my way of getting back Liliana. That's awkward. I guess we'll go for Renata. And play my Cryptic Caves. Keep swinging at Calyx. Can't really allow the ultimate to ever happen, and if they can't mine us, it's all good for us as well. So let's see if we can thin the deck a little bit more. We whiffed on the 3 there, which is fine. And then, obviously, the next 3 hits just fine. Opponents. Double land, Omen of the Hunt. It's a pretty good hit for them. They probably don't want any of them cards anyway. Ooh, the tick-up did nothing. And now we've got Calyx in range of being killed here. The fun part is, as well, if they can't deal with Moldavine Reclamation, then we're free to attack into Calyx regardless of what our opponent plays here. For the most part, I imagine. Since we will draw a card off of anything that dies. Bronzehide Lion. Well, now it's not looking too profitable for us. Okay. We want to... Yeah, just do that, I guess. Exile 2 cards. For each creature card exiled this way, you gain life. I don't think I really care, to be honest. I think I might just eat my opponent's enchantment out of the yard and their command tower. And Scry. So, we do have the first Heroan Games, which is card advantage. Do kind of like that. I don't think I need it necessarily, though, and I certainly don't need the land drop at this point. So I think I'm going to put both of them to the bottom. Look for a better answer, really. Alright. So, let's go for a deck thin. It's not really going to increase our odds of doing anything in particular since we've just bottomed some cards, but it is what it is. Let's go Moldavine Reclamation. Hit a Jungle Hollow. Nessian Wander's done some serious work, gonna have to say. And yep, let's pass the turn. Creature or land in our yard. We got Voracious Hydra, Golgari Finebrook to get Liliana. So that's pretty good. Calyx ticking up. Elspeth Conquers Death for the Moldavine Reclamation. Really good hit there. If that's what they choose to go with. Do they have a creature or planeswalker in there? They do not. There's Nylea for the creature cost reduction, and it's actually got its devotion cost hit as well. Banishing Lights for Moldavine Reclamation. Okay. What's the minus on this? It's -4. Not enough to hit a Rasta, unfortunately. And that will mean that Bronze-Hide Lion gets to attach to a Rasta if we do use the finality here, so it's not great for us, to be honest. Let's not bother blocking. We're already at 27. That makes the things a little bit nicer, though. We're going to go with Golgari Finebroker. Because one creature pulls another, it's pretty good. We need a Swamp in play so we can Finebroker. And I think I'm going to go for Liliana Dreadhorde General, to be honest. I think I like the idea of minusing all over my opponent's things. And drawing cards. It's always nice. But yeah, we're not really in a fantastic position, though. Which is unfortunate. I think our opponent could have the edge on us over a long period of time, especially with the fact that they've got Prism Realm already there to take care of one of our walkers. We really need to get guaranteed value, so it's likely to be the Liliana minus, draw 2 cards and get rid of 2 of their creatures here, which is guaranteed to get at least 1 good creature. So there's that, I suppose. -3. Stick a zombie token under a Banishing Light. Obviously gonna go away. So do you get rid of Arasta or do you get rid of Nylea here? Guess it depends on what our opponent thinks we're doing. Grunk is sometimes quite a instant and sorcery heavy commander. Very much enjoys the removal side of things, or at least my deck does anyway. Alright. Swing in for 5. I kind of want to have something left over, so I'm probably not going to block. Unless the thing that I'm blocking with doesn't die. So if they get in with a Raster, I'll block with Finebroker. And then if they want to do some damage stuff, they can absolutely do that. Yeah, I think they realise that it's not going to work out necessarily. So we'll take 5. And Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay. Gets rid of Finebroker. Yeah, not a great spot. So, yeah, I think we're going with Liliana here, and we're just going to minus and see what happens. I'm going to draw 2 cards. Get rid of some stuff here. I want to do this now before the Elspeth Conquers Death does its thing. Getting rid of Nylea. Okay. Leaving a Rasta back. Citizen Champion. Good stuff. Alright. So we are going to lose our Liliana, and non-creature stuff is going to cost a little bit more for the next turn, but I think that's okay. We've got Citizen Champion into Maya's Grasp, which can set up a finality for the turn after. There goes Liliana. And Circuitous Route. Tristani. Ooh. Well, that is a big deal. So let's go Command Tower. I think we just want to go Citizen Champion. And do we want to go Kenrith's Transformation? It basically works out roughly the same, except for this one draws me a card, or draws me two, because the champion's going to go off. It's whether or not... So this can reduce things by 3, which in this case is going to put Arasta down to 3, which is where we want them anyway. But this one can put something that's potentially a little bit bigger into a position where it matters. I'm going to be using both, actually, because they're going to be bringing back Nylea next turn, so I guess it really just doesn't matter too much. So let's stick Maya's Grasp on that. Make it a 1-3. Bring ours up to a 2-4. Probably going to get Prison Realmed. But that's totally fine. Because we'll Kenrith's Transformation the Nylea, bring it down to a 3-3, and then Finality dealing -4/-4 to the whole board. So it's just a matter of not dying here, and we should be able to clean up quite nicely. Calyx ticking up. Gets a Renata. Okay, that is going to die to a Finality if they end up playing into this board state. So they've got to be very, very careful here. There's Prison Realm. We knew that was probably likely to turn up. But we're not taking too much of a hit here, actually, since we reduced the size of Arasta. There's Renata. There's an 11-4. Getting pumped by the Tristani, though, so... Questing Beast. Another 4 power on board. It's actually a 5-5, so that's not going to die to Finality. That could prove to be a big issue. We are at 8. Okay, so... let's see. I'm going to do -4/-4 to everything, so... What does the Devotion look like on Nylea if I went for Questing Beast instead? After the board is gone, they have 1-2 Devotion, so this thing needs 5. So they need to put... Oh, no, sorry, they've got 3 Devotion. They need to put 2 green pips down to get it back in attacking me for 6. I do have Death Sprout available to me, but I'm not going to be able to cast it. And Questing Beast is easier to kill, technically, as well. So... I think we just turn Nylea into a 3-3 and then kill it. But I take 6. It's going to be real bad if they can enchant it up. Something like that. We've got the Arden Veil as well, which, while it can't activate now, could activate later. It might just be worthwhile to go after Questing Beast, since opponent needs to have the 2 pips, but I think they're going to have those 2 pips just fine. Yeah. Okay. Turn it into a 5-5, which is going to be a 4-4 when Tristani dies, meaning that it's going to die. They make a 1-2, but it's going to die. They need like a flash enchantment to increase power and toughness here. They didn't have it. Okay. So we play the Guild Gate and we pass. We've got the Death Sprout for Questing Beast. And then we can get Grunk down as well, make some blockers.
And receive the gifts of the gods.
You're going to be able to... Oh, it's creature or enchantment on the minus. So it's not quite actually banishing light, as I said earlier. It's more closer to a Prism Realm-esque effect. Okay, thinning the deck. That's fine. We've only got forests left in our pile anyway. We weren't really going to use Garenbrig. We've got the mana as it is. First Eroan Games puts a token on board. Eidolon of Obstruction makes the cost on Garruk more. We got our own Nylea. That's enough to do it, isn't it? I think that is exactly enough to do it. So we've got the Garruk here, and then we've got 4 mana remaining. We have to use one of it to play the 0. So we can have the blockers, but that means that we can't block Questing Beast and we die. If we minus and kill Questing Beast, they've already got 3 power on board, ready to go. I think they've got us exactly dead here. That's really quite tilting, not gonna lie. I guess our only option is to go for the minus and draw a card and hope that it's gonna be enough. We find maybe a murder-esque kind of effect.
This from me. I need them gone. Gone.
Come on, 3 damage removal spell. Assassin's Trophy. Okay. Okay. Not quite dead. Oh yeah, we are dead. Never mind. Yeah, we are dead. Never mind. They've got 3 power there. That'll do it. That will do it. And they get to Sack Omen and Scry. Really close game, though. I feel like we were one good draw away from winning there, but I think they just had exactly what they needed to just eke out that advantage along the way. Yeah, and they even have the counters on the Eroan Games, which I wasn't actually taking into account either. So my only hope here is really a bad attack that I can Assassin's Trophy and take advantage of.
Show me my path.
But I imagine they're going all in. Then again, you know, they are a subscriber, so they might give me a chance, and they did. They certainly did. So Garruk's dead. We go to 1. So you're saying there's a chance. Command zone, please. I don't think there's much of a chance, though, because we're on 1, we have to kill the whole board, and we have to have a reactionary spell for the Castle Ardenvale. So, in reality, we are very dead. I don't think there is a card we can play at this point that matters. I think we needed probably another finality at this stage. And then have some way of killing the Ardenvale token. But obviously that's not going to happen. Yeah, we had some... this is a really good game. We had loads of advantage from both ends here. Just couldn't quite get there. Dawn of Hope. Make another 2-2. And yeah, we don't have any more board wipes. We've only got the finality. This statue. And yep, that'll do it. Good game. Alrighty then, we're in, and it's another cool commander for our opponent, playing Perforos Bronze Blooded, and we're going to get to that in a second. For now, I just want to look at my hand and wonder if it's good enough, and I think this hand's pretty great. The double tap land is not great, but the fact that we're not really doing anything till turn 3 and then ramping up into our big boys is actually pretty good. So, Perforos Bronze Blooded for our opponent. Let me just crack my lands. Hello, opponent. We want to go grab a forest and then pass it over to our friend over here. While they do their thing, let's look at their commander. 5 mana for a 7/6 Indestructible God. As long as your devotion to red is less than 5, it isn't a creature. It does give all creatures haste on your opponent's side. And for 3 mana, you get to put a red creature card or an artifact card into your hand from the battlefield. However, you do have to sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So you can sneak things in, but they're going to die. So our opponent playing big red, basically, I think is the plan. They didn't do anything, but they had something there. It's very interesting. I'm undecided as to whether or not I want my double green or double black just yet. Kind of think it's probably going to be double green. So now that I've decided, let's crack it. Yep, go double green. And we could play the first of the row in games, which puts a 1-1 onto the field. Second chapter makes it a 4-4, so our opponent kind of has to answer the creature there. I kind of like a backup plan though, but we don't really have a 4-powered creature around, so it's a tough one. I think I am still going to go with the Gift of Paradise though. Gain some life against a red deck, pretty relevant, and guarantees we can play something like Erasta, which should be able to shut down Runaway Steamkin no matter what its power is. So I kind of like that plan. I almost want Perforos actually to be a creature at some point soon, because it would mean that we get to Kenrith's Transformation it. Which is something that we could have decided to do on the Steamkin for sure. But I don't think it should necessarily matter. Sometime soon once we've got things like Liliana out. So yeah, I think we're going to play Erasta. Problem we're going with Transformation is we turn it into a 3-3 plus its counters, so it'd be a 5-5. It's pretty much not good. So yeah, let's just make a 3-5, which forces our opponent to play burn spells if they want to kill our Erasta. Or just play Torbran. You could just play Torbran. Alright, land, please. I will take 6. Land, please. That means we can Liliana and minus and draw a card, killing 2 pretty big boys. We didn't manage that, but we do have Kenrith's Transformation on a decent enough target here. Getting rid of that effect is going to be very useful for us. Opponent with Slaying Fire to kill a Rasta. Okay. We still get a blocker. And we draw a card. Moldavine Reclamation is okay, but not great. So we'll just play what we can, which is first of our own games, and hopefully we still get that land drop. It'll be very nice. Here's Perforos, who is a creature. Do I want to block? I draw cards with Liliana if I keep some creatures around, is my thinking. I'm gonna lose all value on first of row in games, which kind of sucks. I guess I can block a little bit. And maybe go for the tick up on Liliana, that might be okay. Pelucranos. This is just not going my way at all. It is really bad. Alright, well. Let's go Pelucranos. Hold back with our pretty decent defending board state here. We still take 7 from the Perforos, and now we take loads from the Ilhag. Good lord. And big boy drop is going to be a Meteor Golem. Wow, he just keeps getting better. Opponent absolutely nut drawing us to victory here. I could block here, and it's just still going to be real bad. Some might say we're dead. Jesus Christ. Well, that's what happens when you follow behind, I guess. Alrighty then, we're in, and Brawl would not be complete with our opponent playing at least one game with Yarok the Desecrated deck, so, you know, let's go with it. I like this hand. It's got some decent removal for the early game. It's got some blocking power, and it's got a bit of ramp to get us to our Grunk. Already got the black mana with our Fabled Passage as well, so yeah, pretty good. Our opponent's playing ETB's Get Doubled dot card. That's all you need to know. Alright, so Fabled a Passage. And our opponent. Are you playing Magic today? You wanna make a land drop? It's about as high as my voice can go. Oh boy. I've already had one crash today, so I don't know if my opponent's actually crashed. The way I found out was by trying to concede and then the game wouldn't let me. So, you know. It's a thing. I had to Alt F4 my way out of the game because Magic the Gathering is a well-produced product with no issues whatsoever. We're going to Maya's Grasp the Leafkin Druid. I don't want my opponent ramping into anything. So let's just get that out of the way right now. Next turn we can go Gift of Paradise. Follow that with a Pelucranos and then Future Grunk. Yeah, the fact that my opponent's not playing anything there is very good. So we're going to play a land. We're going to go Gift of Paradise on this swamp. Spread our colours around, you know. Gain a bit of life and pass the old turn. Growth Spiral for our opponent. And they have a land to play. Is it a swamp-based land? It's a Plaza of Harmony. It is a colourless land. Alright. And that's why you don't play Plaza of Harmony in a non-gate deck. But, to each his own. I'm sure they'll find their gate in no time at all. And it's not exactly going to stop our opponent from playing their Yarok. It's just a very weird land inclusion. If they've got Gateway Plaza, then this makes sense, because then this becomes a 5-colour land. Alright, now it is a 5-colour land. Would you look at that? Alright, so we make our land drop, and I think we might want to go with something like Pelucranos. Just make a 6/6 body. They're going to be playing Yarok next turn, and I'm going to have to Assassin's Trophy it, so I'd like something to play at that point, but it might even be Moldavine Reclamation, so next turn we go Grunk and minus, killing a creature, which is their Yarok. Yeah. Let's play mana efficient, I guess. Because now I've got my 6 mana play of Pelucranos plus Assassin's Trophy if I want to do that as well. So I don't imagine they want to play their Yarok here knowing that I can kill it. It would be very inefficient for them. Unless their hand's flooded, and in which case they know that they can play all their stuff sooner rather than later. Okay, they're going with Cavalier of Gales to Brainstorm. I think that might be a perfectly fine Garruk minus, to be honest. Let's get rid of a 5/5. We're going to have to kill it eventually, and I don't really have any exile lined up, so it's going to get that Shuffle and Scry too. No doubt. And at least that means that we actually get our Garruk onto the field, and we get a little bit of card draw as well along the way, so I don't mind it. Let's go slap it down. Our opponent's clearly doing this as bait so that we don't have our Garruk minus for their Yarok, but the fact that we've got our Assassin's Trophy means that I'm pretty happy to do this all the same. Can at least delay the time that Yarok gets to do its thing. So, Scry 2, where are we going with this? Should mention as well, Assassin's Trophy is not a great way to kill Yarok. So maybe we could go with a Pelucranos. The problem is that this thing has Death Touch, which means when Pelucranos... Actually, no. No, actually. Read Pelucranos and you'll realise that Death Touch will not work. If damage would be dealt while it has counters on it, prevent that damage. The way that Death Touch works is that if you would deal any damage, you would kill it. So by preventing damage, we have no troubles there. We're going to go with Pelucranos. Means that we can go boop on their Prime Speaker Vannifar. And, yep. It's pretty good. Good game, they say. I guess we're going to good game and they're going to scoop. I don't know. It's not... The game's not over. By any stretch. But I suppose if you think it's over, then it can be over. I mean, it depends on what these 5 cards are. We're going to be making loads of 2/2s. And we even have like Nessie and Wander into Timuret Calls the Dead to start making our land drops consistently. Anything that dies draws us cards, gains us life. So it is a really bad spot for our opponent to be in, to be fair. But I don't know if it's scoop worthy. I don't know if it was that close. Yeah, it's probably like a, I don't know, 40% chance that our opponent would get back into this game if they'd just played it out. But some people just don't want to play it out, I suppose. So, yeah. It is what it is. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today's video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, you know the drill. Leave a comment section down below. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the deck, what you want to see in the future as well. I'd love to bring something that you guys enjoy to the Magic the Gathering ecosphere every other day. So, yeah. Take care guys.